Hi, and welcome to Sacred Woman Bite Size with Gina. So, today I want to talk about diets. What's up with that? I don't know. I was going to say I don't know any woman that's not on a diet, but I do know, actually. I do know a lot of women that aren't on diets, but most women are on some kind of diet. You always hear women saying she's watching her weight, or she's going on a diet, or she needs to lose weight. That is just, it's always going on all the time. I used to go on diets loads when I was in my teens, actually. More so when I was in my teens. And I think in my early 20s. Yeah, because I had to, around the time when I was having children, I guess. But no, even before I had my children, I was always, definitely after my first child, because I put on loads of weight. And I used to do things like, the meal replacement shakes. Don't want to say the names of these things and give them any more publicity. I was always on a diet, weighing myself, doing this, doing that, but I was always very active. As a child in secondary school, I was very active. I used to do a lot of athletics. I used to be a sprinter. I used to do 100-meter sprint, hurdles, long jump, anything, tap dance, ballet. Gosh, I was doing stuff all the time. I was just one of these kids that had so much energy. I was doing loads of stuff. Then as I got older, it was around the time I think I started to have children and putting on weight, and those different things started to happen, and I started to get a bit insecure. But going forward, I was doing that for ages, and then what happened was I started to learn a bit more about nutrition. Started to get more, and like now I'm a cyclist. Everyone knows about that. I talk about it all the time. I love cycling. I love doing long distance cycling. It's quite good. You can cycle. If you go cycling today, all day, you'll still be burning energy for the next day. And even when I do like long tours with my cycling clubs, I will be hungry for a week after if I've done like 100 miles or something like that. So that's great. I've become quite more focused on being healthy over my diet. And I tell you something, I haven't dieted for so long. I haven't actually got scales. I don't own scales. I know when I'm a little bit over, or when I'm a bit under, or wherever, because I know how I feel in my clothes, basically. If I feel good in my clothes, I know that I'm all right. If I don't, I think I should cut down on whatever I'm doing, or do a bit more exercise. That's how I look at it. I don't really look at diets. I don't count calories. I don't do any of that. And also, since I've been studying nutrition, something I came to realize was that counting calories is pointless, because quite often your body needs different things at different times. So if you're following a diet based on some rule, like some prescriptive diet that everybody's doing, it might not be suitable to your body, your type. When you're on your period, you need more food. If you're breastfeeding, you need more food. If you're feeling ill, you might need more food or less food. You might need more water, whatever it is. The thing is, what diets do is they take you away from really understanding your body, because you start following something that has been generalized for everybody. And also, when you weigh yourself, it's not a true reflection of your weight either, because this week you might weigh a certain amount because you might have more water. You might be retaining water because of some sort of food you were eating, or because you're not feeling very well, or because you're bloated because of your period. I use periods a lot because your body fluctuates all through the month and needs different things. So I know for a fact that when I know when I'm due on, because my boobs get bigger, which I'm always really happy about, because my boobs have shrunk considerably since I've lost weight. And I always know when my boobs feel nice and big, I'm like, I'm due on, and I'll come on. That's it. And, that's that. But that might mean then that I might be retaining more water. So if I was a person to continuously be weighing myself, I would then in that moment think I've put on weight and be depressed and starve myself at the very moment when I'm supposed to be nourishing myself. And then when you starve yourself, your body goes into panic mode and thinks that you can't get to food, So it holds on to more of the weight that you're trying to lose. Another thing that makes you hold on to weight is, it could be your mood. It could be that you could be in a really stressful job, relationship, or just have some stuff going on for you at the time. And when your body feels a bit under attack, it tends to hold on to weight. Haven't you ever noticed how someone will be in like a really disruptive relationship and they'll seem to put on weight, they'll feel crap about themselves and all this lot. Then they'll finish from that relationship and then their weight just drops off. And people will be like, how did you lose the weight? And you'll be like, oh, and they'll say all these things that they did, but really they don't know how they lost the weight, because all the things that they did to lose the weight, they've been trying to do those things to lose the weight while they were in that terrible situation, and they never lost the weight. You just lose weight because you feel happy and relaxed. I tend to feel good about myself when I'm feeling calm, when I'm in flow, when I'm just doing things I want to do and I'm feeling a bit more fulfilled. I'm not so fixated on food, you know. But sometimes I just feel like I want to have a cake, and so I'll have a cake, you know. But I won't overdo it, because I don't usually feel good when I overdo it. If you actually listen to your body a bit more, your body will tell you what it needs, and you will actually do so much better. There's no need for dieting, and diets don't work. What diets do, which is why the diet industry makes so much money, is diets deprive your body of nutrients, and then it makes your body want the nutrients more. So if you go on a diet for a period of time, of course you will lose weight. The only way to lose weight, in fact, is to just eat less and do more activity. I don't know why people say that you should do anything else. I don't know why people think there's any shortcuts. There are no shortcuts to that, right? And so when your body feels deprived, it actually holds on to more. And when people stop eating sugar, for example, or no, not sugar as in refined sugar. I'm talking about when they start eating low sugar, no sugar food, everything. When they cut out sugar like in an artificial way, your body feels deprived. So any sugar you have, it holds on to it. So, for example, and no offense to anybody who, I don't mean it offensively, but say like drinking Diet Coke does not help you lose weight. Drinking Diet Coke encourages you to want more sugar, because you're eating fake sugar, so your body starts looking for real sugar. That's what happens. The big food companies know this. That's why they promote it so much. Big food companies promote convenience foods, and they call them these healthy foods, these diet foods and all this lot, but they pump them full of fake sugars, all sorts of different chemicals. So therefore you crave the things, because the meal looks to your body like it's a good meal, but your body eats it and is like, but there's no nutrients here, so it wants more. So you eat more and more and more, but you're just eating more of the wrong thing, which is sugars and fake fats and whatever they put in there. Your best bet is to just eat a full healthy diet. I do believe in taking supplements, but healthy ones that are not full of crap. I mean, some people don't think that supplements are good, but I actually believe that they are. And but you know, as you know, with anything I say, you know, on these clips, you can just go and look it up yourself. You know, you don't just have to follow me. You can go and look it up. That's what I did, and that's what I'm talking to you about. But the food that we have now is nutritionally not as valuable. Even the veg, because it's grown under such conditions that it doesn't have the same amount of sunshine, so it doesn't get the same amount of nutrients into it. So when we eat the food, although we're eating healthily, we're not necessarily getting as much as we should. So that's why we still may be deficient of some vitamins and so on. So that's what I take vitamins and stuff like that. You don't have to. Go look it up. If you want to, you can. What else? Yeah, I don't weigh myself at all. This is an interesting thing I found out through doing a bit of research, that you know, the BMI that people all live religiously by, apparently they were set years ago by the insurance companies, and they were set so that basically it was a sales tactic. So now if you have a high BMI, it could make your insurance premiums go up, because it says that you're not as healthy, so therefore your insurance premiums should go up because you're more likely to get sick, right? Not true. BMI is made up by the industry that profits from them. So I don't know. You know, I don't know about all these things. I think they don't. And also when you look at some of these tools they use to measure our health by, they're generic, and they don't take into account different cultural just ways. They don't take into account different body types. They don't take into account, there's so many variations of human beings on the world that you cannot have one measurement for all. Doesn't make sense. And some people may absorb some vitamins better than others. So, you know, there's a range of things. So yeah, diets, I think they're a load of rubbish. In case you hadn't realised that. I think diets are a load of rubbish. I think the only kind of diet there should be is just the healthy diet. One where you are eating healthily, eating your veg, eating, you know, we feed our children, we bring the food into the house. If we can educate our children from a very young age about what's good for them, they'll eat that. You know, people have their preferences as they get older, true, but we educate ourselves into what we eat, even as adults, you know. Not liking veg or not liking this, and you know, it's like, for me, I used to hate avocados, for example. I just think they were disgusting. I could never understand why people ate them. But as I got older and I started to learn that they were really good for you, and how they had good fats in them, and how they were good for the fats that line your organs and all this lot, I started to look at them as really healthy. And then I started to like them because of what they do for my body. You see? There's no point going, oh, I don't like that because it's this, that, and the other. Like, but it's really good for you. So re-educate your taste buds. You know, we've educated our taste buds to like superficial, fake food. And now we can't tell what's really good for us. We eat the stuff that's actually really bad for us. So diets are rubbish. And I think people need to be educated on what's actually in food, what's nutritional, and really understand what processed foods are about and how they are not good for our system, and they are the things that are causing a lot of illness in people, because consuming processed foods over a long period of time is not good for our health. And a lot of people are starting to understand that now. That's why a lot of people are going into vegan and they're plant-based. But I think that there's a little bit of a strange movement there going with the big food companies and plant-based food. Because I saw something the other day and I was like, what? I saw plant-based toothpicks. I was like, okay. What? Is it me? But what do you mean plant-based toothpicks? I don't understand. You don't eat toothpicks anyway. But why are they putting... You see, it's becoming gimmicky. So, like, be careful about the plant-based stuff too. Better off just going and buying some veg, some fish, some chicken, or whatever it is you like to eat, buying it fresh, cooking it and eating it. And if possible, organic. I know, it's much more expensive. They've made that harder too, but... better to buy veg anyway itself than buying something that just says plant-based. Because what does that even mean, plant-based? It's a very vague name, isn't it? Plant-based. Like it probably has a little bit of veg in it, and then the rest of it is all chemical. Who knows? Need to read the labels, right? Yeah, so that's Gina's sacred tips on diets. I may revisit this subject because there's so much to talk about, but I may revisit it with a bit more, some more specific details actually. At the moment, this is a new channel for me, so I just want to get as much information out quickly as I can, but I am going to be revisiting a lot of these topics that I talk about and breaking them down a bit more, and maybe in future getting some dietitians in so that we can have a proper chat about what's going on, and they can give me some of their feedback, because I don't profess to be a professional on any of these subjects. These are just things that I've just looked into myself and I want to share with you. So I hope you've enjoyed today's Bite Size with Gina. Take care. Bye.